How's it going, everybody? Review Man here, and today I am going to review one of the biggest movies that has been on Netflix, the biggest hype, the biggest whatever. And actually, I'm not going to review about it. I'm going to give my thoughts on it, and I'm going to do it all blindfolded because that was a big part of this movie. That was a big part of this movie that all the characters were blindfolded for like about a good 95% of this movie. So, without further ado, here are my thoughts on Bird Box. Okay, first of all, Bird Box is starring Sandra Bullock, and she's just making her way to this sanctuary safe house with these two children called Boy and Girl. But you find out later in the movie that they were named after two characters that were in the movie. Her love interest Tom, and a woman that was pretty much a good woman that was actually the girl's. I think it was actually the girl's. Yeah, it was actually the girl's mom, Olympia. But all through about a good majority of the movie, they were named. They were named Boy and Girl. And so, during this movie, there were these unseen monsters that caused people to basically commit suicide and pretty much kill themselves. And the only way that you can protect yourself is by wearing a blindfold. And okay, I gotta take this off a second. And so during the movie, they're in this safe house. Sandra Bullock's character name is Mallory or Melanie. Her character, she's pregnant with Tom, aka Boy, and so all during the movie they're trying to like pretty much the movie is pretty much a flashback slash modern it's pretty much a span about 5 years during this whole movie because the two kids, they were born in this safe. They were born in the house, and all during everybody's like having a good time. They're getting supplies because one of the guys named Charlie, played by the dude that plays Real on Real. I think his name's like Real Williams or something like that. But anyway, um, he pretty much takes him to the store that he works at, and they all get supplies. And Rail, aka plays a guy named Charlie. Charlie sacrifices himself for the good to one of these monsters because one of the monsters is dressed as disguised and has gotten to one of his co-workers, and and then he pretty much takes the monster out, and then he dies. And then you got another character dies. They're trying to test out like the ways you can like different see these places and these monsters. And yeah, this movie pretty much makes you think, what if this actually happened? What would you do? I mean, and okay, half of the movie takes place with them going down a river, and the other half takes place about 5 years prior to the river. And so the movie's going on. And then all through the movie, whenever they're at the, whenever they go to the, whenever they go to the, whenever they go to the grocery store, they see these birds, and the birds, and Sandra Bullock as Mallory are like, "How did you guys get so lucky to survive?" And so they take the birds with them, and the birds are pretty much with them pretty much throughout the first half of the movie, whenever they go to the store, on to pretty much the end of the movie. Hence the name of the movie, Bird Box, because they got a box of birds, and it's pretty much still, and then they go back to the house where Olympia and Mallory is pregnant, and they have the kids, aka Boy and Girl, and the kids are born, and then before this, Olympia lets this guy named Gary in, and Gary pretty much he tells a story about these people that broke into the house that he was at, and forced them to look outside at the monsters. And everybody was like, "It's so beautiful." This movie actually freaked me out a little bit. The first time I watched this was 4 in the morning. I took a break. I saw all the hype on YouTube, Facebook. I saw all the hype, and I'm like, okay, let's give this a chance. So the movie's going on, and Gary is pretty much tearing down all the newspapers and all this other stuff that's protecting the inside, and he's forcing everybody to look outside, to look at the outside, and including this woman. He does the Clockwork Orange thing, was like, look at it, and then the woman takes a pair of scissors, pretty much stabs herself, and so Sandra Bullock's Mallory is up underneath these covers, protecting the two children, and then you got Tom on the out is laying unconscious on the floor. He shoots the guy, and Mallory's like, come on, be down, come on, don't say it. And then Tom's like, it's okay. And so what they do next is they go to the safe, trying to find this safe house. They find all these supplies, and Mallory sees these guys that are like driving around in these vans and these cars. It turns out those people are part of the infected, and so the infected come back, and they go to this safe house. They think they're safe, but the infected come back, and they're like, Tom just pretty much tells the kids and Mallory just to make a run for it, and then he's like, okay. He goes outside with a gun, and he says, okay, can I help you? He's like, don't move. And pretty much what he's doing is he's face to face with these. No, not face to face, but pretty much he's right here, and they get like 5 or 6 infected people, and Tom's just pretty much firing everywhere, and then he's laying on the ground. And he's like, screw it. He takes the blindfold off, and he's just pretty much aiming everywhere, shooting everywhere, trying to kill these people, and then he sees the infected, and he's like, and he's aiming the gun everywhere. And he's like, and then once he shoots the person, he pretty much takes the gun and he shoots himself. Well, at this point, you got Mallory, or Melanie, or whatever her name is. She's in the boat, and she gets this message from a guy named Rick. The first time when I watched this, I was like, Rick Grimes, he in this movie? And she could pretty much, her and Tom get this message from the guy named Rick. This is before Tom shoots himself, trying to protect the 3 people. And Rick pretty much tells them to go down the river. You need somebody to see, because there's rapids halfway down, and you just need to follow the birds. Okay, so that's pretty much what Sandra Bullock's character, Melanie, whatever her name is, was doing pretty much throughout this entire movie. Was going down the river, like blindfolding her way down the river. And so she's going down the river. They get to the rapids. She puts this blanket over the kids and tells them, okay, I need one of y'all to look, and I need one of y'all to guide me. And then the boy's like, I'll look. And she's like, no, I'll tell you who's going to look. And then the girl volunteers. She's like, I'll look. And then he's like, no, you don't look. And so the movie goes on. They run into these different people, and they run into all this monsters and stuff. And so they make it down the rapids. They make it through this forest. They make it to the safe house that they were trying to find throughout the entire movie. And so it's actually a school for blind people, and that's how they know. And then the school for the blind people is actually a sanctuary that all the people have gathered in, and all this other stuff, and they're just all trying to survive. And Rick's like, okay, here's all the different people. And Tom and the boy and the girl find out that their names are actually Olympia and Tom. Tom's named after the black guy that helped them to the throughout the entire movie, and Olympia is actually the name of her mother. And the movie wraps up with them making it to this safe house, and she's letting the birds go and letting the kids have a good time playing and just being kids. And that was the Bird Box. I kind of gave you like a brief summary of the movie, but I want you guys to watch this movie. It's actually a pretty good, decent movie. I didn't think I would see what all the hype was at first, but I liked it. So yeah, anyway guys, my question to you, actually like, comment, subscribe, all that good YouTube stuff, and I will see y'all guys in the next video. Thank you for watching, and don't forget your blindfolds.